morning, everybody. Good morning from wherever you are watching me from. So, this is Act of God's Captive into Call of the Captive's Diary, episode 38, season 2, written by Precious Chinwe Obialor-Ukazim. Alright. Hope you guys have seen how Cherry is. And we are so sorry about the comment section that was turned off. We're sorry, I guess it was just a mistake. So you can still go ahead and write your comments because the comment section is now open. So you can go ahead and write your comments in the last video you watched. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry for the inconveniences. So let's begin. So Cherry, I've told us her reason, and I hope you've prayed and ask God to also help your heart. Alright, so let's begin. After losing the child and all the money they had, she didn't see anything to pride in anymore. Her pride have died. Maybe if she had another money elsewhere, she could have prepared her heart for another procedure in order to achieve her purpose. But she knew there was no money. They even incurred some debts which they were yet to clear. Her husband did not tell her that Chizayam gave him money and that he is on a monthly pay list. Neither was he spending money in a way that would make her think he had money or that someone was giving him money, because Chizayam warned him against it. He had money in his bank account and was spending it judiciously. He made sure that they prayed together and trusted God to provide their next meal. Sometimes there would be no food in the house for breakfast. He would deliberately refuse to buy food. Instead, he would lead them to pray and trust God for food, though he has enough money in his bank account. Wow. Both of them would stay hungry from that morning till sometimes 12 p.m. while trusting and waiting on God to provide food for them, as they had nothing to eat. That was not easy for Mr. Jonathan, as it wasn't a wonderful experience. But this experience was stretching Cherry's faith and teaching her how to wait on God, because sometimes it worked. They will just be in their room and the next black neighbor will bring cooked food for them, and sometimes raw food too. And she will be so happy that God honored their faith and provided for them miraculously. And not just that, this experience built a strong bond between she and her husband, which made her to start respecting her husband, because sometimes when things get too tough for them, she doesn't have any other person to talk to except her husband, because even Chizam had intentionally made it very hard for Cherry to access her. Wow. Cherry, this one you must learn by force. Oh. Each time she called to tell her that she wants to come to the house, Chizam would tell her not to come, that she would not be available to see her, and that the house also is not free to receive visitors at the moment. On 4 different occasions, she called her to let her know that she would like to visit the house, but the response was the same. As other times, she didn't even take her calls and she didn't return them. A biological mother in Cameroon has always been more interested in receiving from her than giving to her. Whenever she calls Cherry, it's either to request for one financial help or another, and even when things become too difficult for them and her daughter complained to her, she was not ready to give them any financial or material support. I don't have anything to give you. Call your Nigerian mom to help you people, was the last thing her biological mother told her, and since then she has not called to check on them. What a mother. That mother is just be like title for some people. They are not really what mother should be. So go will help her. Seriously. Cherry have tried to borrow money from a few persons, but not many of those people are willing or had enough to lend her. When all men and everything failed her, it was only her husband who was with her through the hard times, showing her love, encouragement, and praying with her, and this brought them more closer. Thank God. For the first time since they got married, she began to genuinely respect and take every word that comes out of her husband's mouth serious. Even though he didn't have money, what impressed her more about him was that whenever he told her that God will provide, God always provided, and it grew her faith in God. There were times she knew that her husband did not have any money at all on him, but he would hold her hands and they would pray by faith that God should provide them with money to buy some needs in the house. Then they would go out by faith. But on his return, he would come back with a testimony that one of his spiritual mommies sent him money. Wow. He would buy something specifically for her from that money, then give her some money from it to go and buy the things they needed in the house. And this for her was a great miracle. She would praise God for that miracle, and her faith kept increasing as she learned to trust God for miraculous provisions also in her personal life. Wow. So one day she also went to work, and she prayed just casually that God should touch someone's heart to provide a particular amount of money to her so she can buy her husband a birthday gift for his upcoming birthday. That evening, she had even forgotten that she prayed the prayer, but on her way to the house, one of her colleagues met her and said, God laid it in my heart to sow this money into your life, stretching out an envelope to her, and it was like a dream to Cherry. Jesus. Ah, this can only be God. She had heard her husband say it several times that God can put your thoughts in someone's mind to favor you and through that provide for you, and she have heard him give so many testimony before, but it had never happened to her before. So when this one happened, it became the biggest testimony of her life. To her, it wasn't even about the amount of money in the envelope. It was the fact that God could put her thoughts in someone's heart to give her money. This made her to fall in love with trusting God for everything. She was all joy, shouting while sharing the testimony with her husband. Honey, I didn't know that trusting God can be this wonderful. It's so sweet. I feel like it's now that I am truly a believer. It's like I've been playing all this while. Trusting God feels so real to me right now because I prayed this morning that God should put my thoughts in someone's mind to bless me today. Though I didn't know anyone God could use, but He did. Oh my God, this is so strange to me. I didn't know that trusting God can be this thrilling. She was telling her husband, excited about the experience. They continued this way for months, and her husband intended to keep up with it until she grows to the level of also applying the same faith in God for her conception. Even her character, he was seeing a great change in her character. Her patience level had increased tremendously. She can even bear with his excesses unlike before, and they were getting along very well more than before. They were happy together. They were happy together, both of them, even when they had little or nothing. They were still together and believing in God for miracle. I thank God for Cherry. At Johnson's place, now we are back to daddy, newborn boy daddy. At Johnson's place, Joy's mother had been around for almost 3 months, and she was really enjoying her stay there because Johnson was taking very good care of her and her daughter, his beloved wife. The way he was loving on Joy, showing her both public display of affection in the house with kisses, hugs, holding of hands and gifts, made her mother to start drooling. Hey! Old woman. Jesus. Johnson, respect yourself. You people should come and tell Johnson to respect herself. I don't know if my husband is still alive, but this woman will start thinking about her husband now. We say, oh God, I wish my husband is here. I wish this should are making me to miss my husband. Anyway, I bet let us leave Johnson matter. Back to Cherry. One thing we should learn from Cherry, which I know everybody has learned, is to learn to trust in God, which is the best thing you can do. Like the best. That part is always the best. Like trusting in God and allowing God to take care of all your situation is the best life of a believer. Yes. Learning to trust in God, I think that is one part we need to just learn right now. Like it's very important from today's episode, which I also want you to also learn and put God to, oh Lord, help me to always trust in you, no matter the situation, even when it's not looking rosy. It's not easy, actually, yes, but in all things we need to learn to trust God. He's our Father and He's able to provide all our needs, spiritual, material, financial, any part, every area of our life. So we need to learn. Let us learn to trust in God. And as you can see, it did not only help our hearts to trust in God, it also changed our character. So anything you do that is based on God changes everything about your life. It doesn't change just one aspect, it changes all your life all around. And her husband is virtually enjoying her now. And I'm also happy for the kind of husband that God gave her. So I hope you learned from this story and put it to good use. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to invite people to the channel, and don't forget we have the soft copies for sale. You can chat us up on the number I called yesterday. Have a beautiful and lovely day. I love you guys so much. Bye.